Alright. Hi Miss Bush, welcome to the second vlog of my summer assignment. So I guess I'll just start right from where I left off last time. So it's clear pretty much right away that Annie has already, decided that Larry is dead. He's gone. In the next conversation they start hinting and start talking as though her father, there's some sort of issue with him in relation to the rest of them. They're asking oh, does your dad expect a parole soon? That kind of stuff. So he's obviously in jail. It seems like a sensitive topic. Anne's kind of growing in uneasiness, and the rest of them are sensitively trying to ask questions and stuff. Ask questions and stuff. Ask questions and stuff. Annie says one of the last things that she can remember from when she lived in their neighborhood when she was younger is one of their neighbors, Mrs. Hammond, standing on her porch and shouting murderers at them. So that probably plays into it. It's part of the same conversation. And then you find out that the reason that Annie's dad's in jail and everyone was mad at him and Mr. Keller is because they sold some cracked cylinder heads to the army, airplane parts, and 21 pilots died because of it. Not that 21 pilots has anything to do with the reason I chose this play. Chris has a monologue in this quarter of the play where he's talking to Annie and saying how after being in the military where men were dying and they were all kind of responsible for each other and there was that brotherhood, and then coming home afterwards and the war just being not meaning as much to the people at home, and they just kind of thought of it as something that was far away, didn't really matter to them, and how when you're driving this car around, you have to feel that you only have it because there are people dying for you, you know? Because he says otherwise anything you have, there's blood on that if you aren't appreciating it and knowing that you need to be a better person than just automatically thinking you have a right to all of that stuff. If that makes sense. And Annie responds to that by saying, you need to stop feeling like that now. The war's over and you have a right to the things you have. There's no shame in your money. It's okay to have these things. It's okay that your father made money. He put hundreds of planes in the air. It's not something that, oh, it's bad that he was expecting money from that and he didn't just do it out of the good of his heart. Annie has a brother, George, who hasn't really been in the story so far, but he calls while she's there and says that he's gone to see her father in jail, which none of the family has been to see him since he went in jail. And he's calling and he wants to talk to her and he's all flustered and then she's all flustered. And Mr. Keller is a bit suspicious, well, why do you think all this is happening right now? And, she comes here and then he goes to see their dad. She just wants to ruin us. And Chris is angry. He's like, what are you trying to accuse her of? Because obviously, this is his girlfriend, soon-to-be fiancé. And then when Annie gets off the phone, they find out that George is coming. And that doesn't make Mr. Keller feel any better. Well, I think that's it for this vlog, and I will see you again in part 3. Goodbye.